Okay, I got my compost all in the trunk. 10 buckets, $3 a bucket. That's not bad for my flower bed. It's nice rich stuff. I went over to well, I showed you where they mixed it. They do a good job. They always run out, so if you don't come early in April, the end of May, you may not get any. And it's not so much that you can't get it at the store, it's just this comes from people's households. All their food waste and stuff, a truck picks it up and they bring it up here, then they mix it with sawdust and all kinds of good stuff and make up some nice growing material. And I like using it because my plant's always done well in it. And it also helps the community because you're help paying for the waste removal by buying the compost. It's a good deal. I had to get my son to help me try to pull a bucket apart. I don't have the strength of goddamn hand anymore. See, it used to be I could lift a friggin' 20-ton tree jack up there and saw trees all day. And now I barely get enough effort to go and take a crap in the morning. Welcome to aging. These are the golden years. Well, you know what you can do with those golden years. Well, enough bitching. Beautiful day. I'm gonna go a long way home just so I can see some stuff. Never know, I might see a deer or bear jump out, a rabbit, maybe an eagle. You never know. I just keep my eyes peeled. I drive kind of slow, but get there when I get there. One thing about being an old fella, you don't have to worry about the clock. You just get it done when you get it done. Took me over a half hour just to do those buckets. Did a few and sat down, waved to some of the people coming to the dump. Used to be back in the 60s, and so the dump was the most favorite place of everybody. On Saturdays, we'd had music to go to the dump by, and when we get up there, there'd be all the town folk up there getting rid of their trash, and they'd all hang out for 2 or 3 hours, and we'd be talking politics, and you name it, we talked about it. The weather, oh, you wouldn't believe the stuff that we talked about. But I'll tell you one thing, no matter what religion you are or what party you belong to, when we left the dump, we all shook hands and we're all still friends. Not like it is today. You tell them you like this or that and you try to say they freaking shoot you. Never seen such a thing. There ain't no more common sense anymore. I don't care if you want to be this, that, or the other thing. You know, they bitch about transactions and all this other stuff or whatever they call them. Hell, I always said, be whatever you want to friggin' be. If you want to dress up in a dress, be my guest. Matter of fact, when I was little, we didn't have a lot of clothes, and I had 2 sisters ahead of me. So guess what my mother put on me? Dresses. Well, I was the cutest baby you ever saw. My big blue eyes and that nice pink dress. Oh well, I guess that's why I have that feminine side of me. Is that what you call it? Who knows? No regrets. Be who you are. And if you think you're something else, be that. Whatever you're happy with, I'm fine with it. You want to marry a guy, you marry a guy. You want to marry a woman, you marry a woman. I just don't like anybody marrying their pets. That's just going too far. Huh. Well, I had cows on the farm I fell in love with, but not that kind of love, I'll tell you that. Holy crap. This is a nice old farm up here we're coming up on. They call it the Stearns farm. They don't farm it anymore, but years ago it was a pretty good sized farm. I think now he's got some sheep down there. Pretty sure of it. Yeah, pastures are starting to green up. The mountain looks pretty good over there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, he's got some of them goats out back by lugs. Yeah, a whole bunch of them. Flip this over a little bit so I get both sides of the road. There they are out picking up the garden. Picking up the old dead hay and stuff, getting ready for spring. Lady lived in that house right there, and somebody told me she's dead. Well, heck, she's 2 years younger than I am. God. I always thought she was kind of a pretty lady. Both people died off. Went to school with them. Not your little farm over there. See it? There. I don't know. Keep messing with that camera. They sell some beef products here. Up there's the old talc mines. Years ago, they used to harvest talc out of the ground. And Johnson & Johnson used to buy it and put it into their baby products, and also the paint companies used to buy it, and then they'd use it as a filler in paint for latex. And believe it or not, Wrigley's chewing gum and all them gum papers that you have were pasted with that talc from Johnson. Well, I hope there wasn't any asbestos in it, I'm telling you that, but it sure made you getting that bubble gum out of that wrapper a hell of a lot easier if you had a little bit of that talc on the paper. I know that. I think all them baseball cards that I'd gotten that I just put on my bicycle wheel just so I could hear a noise. I wonder how many manual cards I had on there. Dumb. If only we knew. Go back and had one of those future machines, we could all be millionaires. Well, here we go. Got a car coming up behind me. I'll let them go by. You never know, they might be in a hurry. So I'll just let them go. Put that on one time, so put it back on 2 times. I cut all this trees off there. It looks pretty naked without all those trees, but it's probably healthier for it in the long run. Those young trees are all coming right back up through it, so one thing up here, if you log correctly, you can reharvest your land every 10 years or so and get a pretty good living off it. Well, not living, but it'll help pay the taxes anyway. Usually there's a bunch of turkeys out right down here, but I don't see any right today. Road up here, I used to go out there parking as a teenager. Now they put a chain across it. Nobody goes out there. It's right there. It's a beautiful spot out there, nice and romantic. Yep, big gate across it. Always somebody moves in and they decide they don't like to share any of the views with anybody else, so they put a fence across it. After a while, it won't be Vermont anymore. It'll be flatlanders are all here buying up the property. What a shame. None of us can afford to buy anything up here. So that's why most of us live in a park or something. So it's the only way we can afford anything. Never did make a lot of money, but didn't need a lot. So don't make any difference to me. I was happy. Raised 4 kids on it. Did all right. I know it's a hell of a lot cheaper now than when I was married. I mean, I have more money now and I know what to do with. My God, I don't see that FedEx and Amazon truck showing up at the house every day like it used to. Nice little farm there. I used to have sheep in there too. It used to be back in the early 1900s, Vermont had more sheep than cows. Now it's the other way around. But I see a lot of them are going back to sheep and goats. They like that goat's milk. Mountains look pretty over there. Well, I think I'll go over here on Clay Hill and go down the swamp road. Yeah, you heard me. Swamp road. It's not a place to hunt down in that swamp road. It's want to make sure you got your boots on, I'll tell you that. But gee, there was some big deer in there. Up ahead of us there is Butternut Mountain. That's another place I used to hunt. Go up there and pitch an old lean-to and stay there the whole weekend. Now, if I can't drive to it, I don't go to it. Big house up there on top of the hill. There's also a huge sugar place up there called the Mansion Place, owned by the Dodge family. Long-time people, been here for generation after generation. Long, same as with us. Yeah. Sometimes there's no houses around for a long ways. Then they stack up bunches of them. You can tell when they're big and when they're huge. They're usually out of stater. But that's alright, as long as they pay taxes on it. What the hell? Just don't put up a fence. Keep everybody from looking at the meadows and stuff. You know how I like taking photos of them. Regular jabberbox today. Can't keep quiet. Yellow birches and maples and cherries and spruce and hemlock. You name it, it's there. Those big old maples leaning across the road. Someday that's going to be down on somebody's head. It's a pretty place up here. Lady that used to own this old brick house around the corner here is gone, but Louise was her name. Nice lady. Couldn't ask for any nicer person she was. She'd like to get into that wine though. Oh. Nothing wrong with that, I guess. She lived to a ripe old age too. Yep. Sun peeking through over there on the clouds. This family on the corner over here been here for generation after generation as well. The kids are still here. Parents died off a long time ago. Keep a few horses around. Little barn over there. Susie Holmes was her name. I don't know if you can see her house over there or not. There it is. Yep. Susie Holmes. Her and Louise used to come down to this village once in a while together. Get those two together, they're kind of comical. Yep. That's the old Cotting Hollow Road. Goes up over into Waterville. We used to have a camp up there years ago. Used to go up there every weekend. Tap the maples and boil sap, built the camp. Have barbecues. Kids loved it. Kept them off the streets, that's for sure. Blaine Delisle's house. He's in his 80s now. His wife passed away. He used to work at the sheriff's office with me years ago. Blaine was an easygoing fella. Not much bothered him. Didn't get riled up too much. He's a good deputy. Alright. We want to go on to that's the cemetery road there. I'm not going that way. I'm going to go this way. Oh, that's the old swimming hole down in there. Great place to go skinny dipping in the summer. Not many people go down there in a big deep hole. A bunch of us kids would come up there and have a hell of a time. One thing about it though, we always cleaned up our mess. We never left anything in the woods because we want to keep it so that it was nice for everybody else. See, all the leaves are starting to pop out now. Pretty much snow is gone now. Just what we like. Get into some of this nice spring weather. It's only 48 this morning, but still better than 30. This old building over here is another old sheep farm from years ago. Turn this so you can see it. It's kind of a pretty place. There is those Herefords on there now for beef. Where's the beef? Behind the barn. Well, they had a sugar place out back of the barn. Back in those days, we did everything with a horse and a sled. Everything was by hand in buckets. It's not like today where they got all them sap mines and you just sat in the sugar house with a cable TV on and let it come to you. It's a pretty house up here on the corner too. The guy's a retired military fella. I like to stop and John with him once in a while, and lives by himself. He gets a little lonely. It's fun to talk to. Got a nice old, big old house right there. Got a little barn across the road. Yeah. Got a bunch of ducks out back with a pond. Feeds them. Likes to talk to them, he says. Keeps them from getting too lonely. Here we go. Look at them mountains. Oh, aren't those beautiful? Yeah. Never get tired of these old green mountains, I'll tell you that. Something you'd see on a postcard, that's for sure. This old gentleman who lived here, he's passed away. It must be his kids are taking it over here. Nothing like these old dirt roads. I hope they never put pavement on them. So I kind of like them, I guess. Even though they're muddy in the spring. I like them. apartment buildings are falling down. People just don't have the money to keep them up. Sure is pretty, isn't it? Don't get much better than that. I thought I brought my other camera with me, but I had dirt on my mind, so I wasn't thinking about it. This farm coming up here is old Marshall Washer's old place. He's long gone, and he used to have a few cows here. He was a postman on weekends. He'd deliver mail up on here. You know, always working. Never had a septic system in his house. He always had just a couple of holes in the side there where he used to crap in it, and then he'd spread it on the field, raise hay with it. You know, what are all these things over here? It looks like boxes. Oh, Green Mountain Mobile Storage. Well, ain't that beat all? Shipping containers turned into a business, I guess. All painted up pretty. Don't know if there's a market for it, but there might be. What do I know? Let that fella go by. I see him be in a little bit of a hurry. Up here on the right is Ken Neal's old house. He used to be the postmaster in the village for many, many years, but he's gone too. I guess I'm the only one left. Sorry, turkey. Don't want to run over you. When you wait till you get fatter, then I'll come back and run you over. So I gotta have you for Thanksgiving. So I say, you never know what's going to pop out in front of you. A lot of times I see bear and them cubs come running across the road and not ready for it. Kind of startles you for a second. Then you see, well, look at that. Duffers, they're running right behind the mother. Alright. They call this Clay Hill Road. I guess it's because it's got a lot of clay in it. Who knows? Farm here, I guess they used to call it Dr. May's farm. He was a professor at college, and he also had a little barn here. Nice house across the road. They fixed it all up. It's looking pretty good. Get a lot of joggers like to go running. son's automotive business is back at property I used to have. Now he's there. Had another sugar house over here. Now my ex-wife lives there. It was just too much for me. I just didn't want to have that big house. So she took it. I just have a life used to the property and stuff. So it worked out better that way. She pays the taxes and I get the benefit of using it. There's a sign, A+ Auto, Gould Hill Road. Looks like he's busy. Got a lot of cars over there. That's a nice old farmhouse too. It's got an old fieldstone foundation underneath it. The old leaves are starting to pop out. It's getting greener and greener. Bit of fog left up there on top of the mountain though. I see the snow's gone from it. That's a benefit. The old Ed Prince property. His character. I always like to listen to him talk. You know, you think I talk funny, you should hear him. My God, that man talks funny. One thing about it, after a while, you understood him. Pretty that is up there. Now we're coming into Johnson Village. The other end of Gould Hill. Clear to the left, clear to the right. Yeah, this is a pretty little village. Not much industry here, but a lot of people like it. They keep up their buildings in pretty good shape. A lot of old buildings, churches. That's Masonic Temple with town clock on top. The old town hall over here on the right. That's the old normal school across the road, and the Johnson Woolen Mill. They even have a cold spring over here if you want to stop and get water. Right here on the right. Slippery in the wintertime coming down through here.